Hello everybody, and today we're going to talk about something called Wok Hay. I recently watched a video from Nigel, or you call it Uncle Roger, and he mentioned this throughout the video. When he critique his James Oliver's making fried rice. So he critiqued a lot, and then I saw it. I was laughing. I was like, it's funny because it's also true. So he mentioned in the video, he keep mentioning about something called Wok Hay, and then not everybody knows, especially if you're not from the cooking field, you have no idea. Maybe you never heard this term. Well, what's Wok Hay? Okay, so the first thing, Wok Hay is it's an Asian cooking technique. I guess it's because mostly it's Asian cooking. So it's in Chinese. It's called Wok Hay. Okay, so it means, if you translate, literally means wok, breath, or wok, air. So yeah, but in reality, the Wok Hay is it's like when you cook, you have a special aroma, or it's like special flavor to it. So it's like if you roast like some vegetable or roast meat, and then compare to smoke, if you smoke the meat, and so a lot of people like the smoke flavor, right? Because the smoke flavor adds on top of the taste, make it even better, So Wok Hay simply is like a stir fry technique that's you have additional taste to it. So if you just simply cooking like stir fry, we call it like mixed vegetable. You just mix it with heated and with sauce, So and then you can tell the difference. It's almost like night and day, That's why you go to a Chinese restaurant. If you just even order something like simple stir fry vegetables, and you always say, "Oh, why is this so good?" Yeah, so that's Wok Hay. Okay, in order to cook something with Wok Hay, of course, from the name, it suggests that you need a wok. Okay, and then the next thing is you have to worry about what kind of wok you use, because preferably something metal, because for cooking Wok Hay, cooking dish with Wok Hay, you have to cook something very high heat. So I preferably suggest using cast iron. This is cast iron, the 1.5, or you can use stainless steel works, or carbon iron, whatever you want, as long as it's metal. And the second thing you have to worry about is make sure it's non-stick. Okay, so make sure it's non-stick. Well, that sounds so confusing. So make sure it's you don't have a non-stick coating on it, because the high heat will destroy the coating, and of course you'll get mixed into the food, and it's actually not poisonous, but it's very bad for your health. So make sure metal pan. And then the next thing is you have to. It's preferably you can cook, if you want to cook this, is better to cook on a fire stove. But sadly, in my house, I only have induction stove. Uncle Roger probably gonna yell at me. And of course, feel free to send me a fire stove if you want. Okay, so with that get out of the way, we can start to talk about the dish that we're going to make today. Okay, so the food we're going to cook today is Taiwanese cabbage stir fry. That's how Taiwanese people usually cook stir fry cabbage with. Okay, so let's see the ingredients. The first thing, of course, you need cabbage, and then so we always cook stir fry with a little bit ginger, and I need some carrots, and this is black fungus. And Asian people cook with a lot of dishes with we love white pepper. So here's white pepper. We have salt, sugar, and this is a little bit of mushroom powder. So I don't use MSG, so so mushroom powder is the replacement. And we need some cooking oil. I use olive oil because it's healthier. And we need some soy sauce, and we need some this is vegetarian oyster sauce, or you can use hoisin sauce, or like it's like a sticky soy sauce with a little bit of sweet to it. So anything that's similar, you can use that. And lastly, we need some water just for the stir fry. Okay, let's start making this dish, okay? So the first step is, of course, I turn on my fan. And then secondly, you just turn on the heat to high heat, okay? So this is on induction stove, but same thing with the fire, so make sure you turn on the high heat. And then the first thing you have to warm up the wok. Yeah, warm up the wok, and then it's usually it's higher heat than you normally would. Okay, so we just have to wait. You know, induction stove, it's a little slow. So I want to show you. If you drop the water in, the water didn't form a droplet like can just disappear like that. That means the wok's still not hot enough for you want to cook something with wok hay. Okay, so you have to wait until it's like a little bit hotter. So after like a minute or two, you can see it start to smoke a little bit. I'm not sure you can capture in the camera, but it starts to smoke a little bit. And now the question is, how hot do you need to be to start putting oil and start cooking? Okay, so easy tip is I just put a couple, wet my hand with some water and drop in. Oh, try again. Try again like this. See, if the water is forming a bubble on top of like it's dancing, you can see it's like, it's like, like, I'll try again. Yeah, you can see that once you put it's forming like a little water droplets, and then you can roll around like this. That means it's pretty much high enough, okay? So first of all, now you have to make sure it's dry, because you're going to add oil next, okay? So you can see the smoke, you can see it's heating, and you see the water is dry. Now you can start add oil in. Okay, once you add the oil in, and just make sure, first of all, you need to roll it around so it's like, evenly. And then just wait a couple seconds for the oil to heat up, and now you add your ginger in. Turn down the heat a little bit, just slightly, okay, just in case you start burning stuff. Now you're going to add a black fungus in, and add the carrot, because those things take a little longer to cook. So you can see all the smoke, you can smell it too now. It smells so differently if you cook with a lower heat. Yeah, now it's higher heat, it's like you can smell the vegetable. I just add a little bit soy sauce because the black fungus, it's better to add flavor. Probably like 1 teaspoon of it, of soy sauce. And I don't want the soy sauce to overheat, so I add a little water. Oh, now I can't even see my stuff. While still cooking, I'm going to bring a plate because we're going to scoop this out first, and we're going to wash the wok again, and we'll do the same thing to the cabbage. Okay, so I'll just let it cook a little bit longer. Okay, now we're just going to screw up. This side. I will just screw up the vegetable that we cooked for now here on a plate. I know in like the restaurants, when you cook dish like this, you have to do 2 separate cooking. Often people will just continue from this, since the wok is heated already, and then you can continue from this. But I would strongly suggest you take the effort and go clean the wok first, because as you can see, when you're cooking high heat, you can see a lot of some burnt stuff in it. And then, first of all, you'll ruin the taste of your dish. Like it's a little bit less flavorful. And then secondly is it's unhealthy. So I would take the time to wash the wok and then come back to it. Okay, so now I just washed the wok. So we'll redo the same thing again, okay? So turn on the fan, wok in, and turn on the heat to high heat. And then we'll just wait until the wok become hot again. Okay, so the wok is a little bit hotter now. And then, as you can see, there's a little bit smoke coming up. And then now I'm going to do the same thing. Drop a cup of water first. See? As you can see, the foaming droplet, you can roll around like that. That means it's hot enough. Okay, so I'm just make sure the wok is super dry. Okay, I don't want any water in the wok. I'm just going to add some oil. And then roll around like make sure it's evenly, and you can see the fire. You can see the smoke coming out. Now I'm going to put this in, okay? Down the heat just a little bit. Add a little water. After you stir fry a little bit, I turn down a little bit so I have time to add seasoning, okay? So I add probably like just half teaspoon of salt. Maybe a little more, yeah. And then add a little bit sugar. So and then add a little mushroom powder. So now a little white pepper, sprinkle some, and just your mixture. Oh yeah, I just need a little bit, just a little, probably like a 1 teaspoon of the vegetarian oyster sauce or hoisin sauce, whatever you have, just a little bit to add flavor. Earlier, you can put it in now. Mix. Okay, so now just turn back heat up a little bit. Add a little bit more water. Just a little bit, and then put a lid on. I'm just going to put a lid on, just to let it cook for a little bit. So after about a minute, open the lid, and then now you can see it's well stir fried. The water is pretty dry now. I turn down the heat, we don't need that high. So just stir fry, mix it one more time, and make sure before you scoop up into a plate, remember to add, sesame oil, okay? Because a dish is never an Asian dish if you don't add sesame oil. So just mix up a little bit. And I'm just going to use a different plate since I was just use that. I grab a different plate. Everything must be clean. So just one more stir fry, and you can just put it here. There you go. That's how the final product. It's a Taiwanese cabbage. So pretty much just cabbage with carrots and black fungus. That's how usually Taiwanese people cook the dish. So here you go. So now it's time for the the best part of cooking. You get to taste your food again. This is Taiwanese cabbage, and let's see the result. The cooking with Wok Hay. Okay. I'll try another black fungus. It's nice, like not too soft and not too chewy either. So it's good. It's like good mix. It definitely is worth the try. So it tastes just like the restaurant. When you cook with a high heat. Yeah, it's really good. So the way you cook with Wok Hay, it's nice to cook, on occasions. In my opinion, like especially when you have friends over, when you're cooking for your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, or your close, grandparents. Or on occasions, once in a while, you can eat this. It's good taste. Really good flavoring. But if you want to eat this as a daily, every single day when you cook like this, I would strongly not recommend it because when you cook some food with high heat, especially extreme heat, it's the food itself is not very healthy because consider you baking or consider like barbecuing. Like if you eat barbecuing a lot, you more likely to become unhealthy. I wouldn't say cancer or anything. I'm not a doctor, so I won't say that. But it just it's easier to get sick and get unhealthy. Not very good for your body. So on occasions, once in a while, yeah, cook like this. You guys all master now. You learn the techniques. So impress your friends, impress your family. It's really good. And then it's really nice. I like the smell even. I'm not sure you can smell that from there, the camera. But I mean, like, yeah. So hope you like it. Let's conclude the video with this Taiwanese cabbage stir fry. And then also we talk about like Wok Hay, what's Wok Hay, and also a demonstration, with this dish. So I hope you like it, and go make it. Go take some time, make it. You will see the difference when you cook. And yeah, I hope you like the video, and I will see you in the next video.